Hello and welcome to Silver Wheel Tarot. Today I am excited to do another deep dive into the Celtic Cross. In this series, I am really taking a deep look into all the different variations of the Celtic Cross. It is something I have wanted to do for quite some time. It is a very popular spread and one that has many variations to it. There is a playlist out there if you're interested in seeing the other videos. This also is, while it is a deep dive, and so it could be considered a bit educational, analytical, a search deep into the spread itself, a look at it. It's also going to be a full reading. So if you do not want my initial thoughts and my afterthoughts on the spread itself and the variation, you can just skip forward to the reading, though there will be, heads up, a little bit more commentary in this video than my usual videos, because I am analyzing the spread and how it compares to other versions of the spread, things I like, don't like, and how I might do it differently. Okay, so the version I'm using today is from the B Tarot. It's a gorgeous deck I have that's fairly new to me. And inside the book here, I want to show you in the book, but then I'll show you my notes so far as well. It's a very simple version. It gives a keyword for the theme of the spread. Very cute spread. I love the layout of it. And a short indication of what each card placement represents. Okay, and I will say that all it states here is that this is an excellent spread for general questions and to glean insight into any situation. So I took that, and I'm going to go ahead and speak to some of my initial thoughts on it as I am laying out the spread. So it doesn't give a significator card. There's no special instructions, just indicating that it gives insight into situations. Okay, I know like one of the recent ones I did was more of a shadow work feel to it, and the spread turned out to be really truly about shadow work. So I feel like this spread here is really going to be about the scenario, the big picture view. And so have in your mind, this is going to be a general reading, so it'll apply to everybody a little bit differently. The question is going to be basically the big picture, insight into your current situation. And that is just going off of the general feel that I'm getting for this spread, what it's indicated that it is useful for, and the feel of it. So we are looking for insight into your current situation to get a big picture view, essentially. Okay, this is done. Let me go ahead and split the deck and lay the cards out. I do have to lay the cards just a little different on the side so that it will fit into the screen. 3, 4. This one also lays the cards out a little bit differently. I'll go over that in a minute. Make sure that you can see. That'll be 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna have an inclination to do something else, but I'll show you that in a minute. Okay. And can you see that? Yes, I think you can. Okay, so as I've stated in previous videos, it is common for the outer cards here to sometimes be laid in this order, or sometimes top, bottom, left, right, sometimes bottom, top, left, right. I mean, different variations of that. So this particular spread has this card as 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then of course our 7, 8, 9, 10, which would normally be in a row, but we need to fit it in the screen. There is no significator, but I am feeling led to look at the bottom of the deck, which I haven't done yet. So That's just an intuitive feeling here, so we're going to go with it. Typically, I am going to still stick with the spread the way it is in the book. We're going to go over that in a minute, but there are actually a handful of changes that they've made and things that I might have done slightly different, so we're going to go over that as well. But just so you can be thinking of it before we do the reading. King of Swords. That is the main energy present around the current situation that we are looking for insight into it. So essentially that is going to be the energy, the significator card, even though this one doesn't call for it. The spread, the reading itself, I was led to look at the bottom to get that. So King of Swords. I'm going to go ahead and set that to the side. Actually, I might go ahead and just set it up here for you all. Where do I want to put it? Yeah. Once we flip the cards over, I'll put it under the first card. Okay, so before I flip the cards over, I do like to go over the positions on these. So the card number 1 is the worker, your conscious, no, sorry. I'll show you my notes. They're very messy. It helps if I could read my own writing. Okay, card number 1 is the buzz, which is the current present situation. So it is representing the situation itself. Card number 2 is the storm, what binds or crosses you. Okay, card number 3 is the worker, your conscious efforts. Card number 4 is the collective, fate or other forces at play. We have 5, which is the larvae, the past influences. 6 is actually the opposing factors. There are quite a few changes in the layout here, so I'll go over them once I finish going through these. Then you have number 7 as the flowering, the immediate potential future. Then you have the, did I write that down so I could read it? The woodfetcher. Unforeseen and unexpected forces. Oh, the woodpecker. Sorry, I guess I wrote really sloppy. The woodpecker, unforeseen and unexpected forces. You have 9 here, which is the comb, influences from the environment. And number 10 as the harvest, fulfillment and potential outcome. So let's discuss what is different in this spread, because there is quite a bit. The first thing I notice is that there is not really a sense of you in the spread. This spread is all about the situation. It is very typical in the common Celtic Cross or the original version. It has a much more feel of the querent, the person who the reading is for, their energy being present in the deck or in the spread here. But this one doesn't really have that. And what I'm seeing here is, 1, we have 2 opposing factor cards. We also have 2 external influence cards. Okay, this card, which would normally represent you in the reading, is representing the immediate, or it's representing the immediate potential, yeah, this is the immediate potential future, and these 2 are the external factors. Immediate potential future, then you have unforeseen and unexpected forces. So that could be anything. That could be divine, that could be guides, that could be situational in life, that could be just external forces, okay? Their influence. And then this is specifically influences from your environment. So this is something you maybe don't see that's external, and this is your current environment, how it's affecting the situation. So 2 external forces, okay? This here, which is the immediate future, is usually right here, and it's replaced the you in the spread. So we also have the hopes and fears is gone. Okay, it's not here. And that's what I think that this additional, one of these opposing factors has replaced, was the hopes and fears, and one of these external influences has replaced the you in the spread. Now, the only space where I see the querent in the spread is actually in card number 2. So where card number 1 represents the current or present situation, card number 2 is the storm. It's what binds or crosses you, is what it says. It's what crosses you in the situation. But then card number 6 is the hornet, or the opposing factors. So one of the changes I would have done, we're going to read it the way that the spread is, but one of the things I would have done is I would have, since card number 1 is the situation, I would have kept it named storm, but I would have had it be the definition of 6, the opposing factors. So because it's on top of the situation, I would personally just want it to be the opposing factors of that situation. And then as we're leaning more towards the future and the outcome to the right here, if we're going to have a second opposing factor, I would have had that here, keeping it the hornet, basically what stings, right? But I would have had it be what binds and crosses you in the situation, because we have the situation, we have the past, okay? The past influences the situation, and the only card that would represent you. So the layout's a little funky to me. I would have done it a little bit better, but I actually really quite like what they've done with the spread. Okay, so where I would have swapped these, but it's still, you have 2 opposing factors. You still have the possible future outcome here. And you also have 2 external influences. Again, 8 being the unforeseen, unexpected forces, that's external, and 9 being the influences from the environment, your environment, which would typically be in this position, okay? And so that's great. And so what they've really essentially done here is, I feel that they have tried, by taking the you out of the spread mostly and making it about the situation, and taking out the hopes and fears, that also makes it a little bit more about you, that it's really tried to give it more of a balance of light and dark, okay? By having 2 external forces and 2 opposing factors here, it brings a much better balance actually to the spread within the look on just the situation, being that it's honing in on the situation. And like it said in the book, that it is great for general questions to glean insight on any situation. So they are specifically looking for the situation here. It's a much less personal spread, more about the situation you're going through, with just a hint of what's crossing you personally in the situation. Actually, the you one is here. I would have put it here, but it's here. Okay, let me see, do I have anything else? It's quite a lot. They've shifted quite a bit around. And I think because of that, that's why Spirit had me pull this significator card off the bottom of the deck, King of Swords, to kind of give it it's a general reading, but it kind of gives it a little bit more of a focus here on what it's about. So whatever that King of Swords represents to you, take a good look at the card and try to intuit for yourself what that King of Swords can represent. The King of Swords is typically the area of the mind, thought, intellect, inspiration. He's also a ruler, okay? He rules over his realm, and very confident, secure in his mind, knows what he wants, and has the bigger picture as well. And we are looking for the bigger picture on this. So, okay, with that, let's go ahead and dive into the reading. Since there are no special instructions, my typical go-to is to flip the cards over one at a time, do the reading, and then at the end take an overall look at the cards together to see if anything else comes through. I don't always pull a significator card, but I did this time, and we are keeping the cards in the position that they are in the book, and I will give you another close-up of the book in case you want to freeze frame and have that spread. Okay, here we go. This is the buzz, the current present situation. I love to, by the way, it's so cute, the theme of the spread and how well they laid it out. I like a story, it's very cool. Present situation. Ooh, we have King of Pentacles. So with the significator I pulled, the King of Swords, interesting area of the mind here. We have King of Pentacles as the situation. Two kings. Bringing a very grounded energy to a very, I'm hearing lofty mind, you know, it's very airy, up in the air. It's very much grounding the energy of the King of Swords, the situation. Picturing these vines and how maybe vines could tangle around someone's ankle and hold them down. So it may not be a pleasant situation that you're in. Perhaps this King of Swords energy, however that's playing out in your life right now, is feeling weighed down, pulled down, held down by the weight of this earth energy, the pentacles, maybe the finances, the need for finances, the growth, the need for growth. See how the King of Pentacles is holding the pentacle from the top and is in control of this, but I'm feeling very much that the King of Swords is like being held down by the vines. So it's the opposite perspective here of the card. The situation might be quite oppositional. This is a deep situation. It might be over the area of finances, or it might be over the area of control as well. Who has control of the situation and how each, if there's people involved, right, how each might feel. We got two equal power here, two kings. One is in the mind and one is in the ground, in the earth. And definitely the one with the earth has the dominance in the situation right now. So the King of Swords being the significator here, I'm really feeling that this situation is a bit of a power play. It is about, if it's not about a power play, it could have something to do with finances and just a current situation that's uncomfortable for one or both people. I'm feeling you're dealing with two masculine energies here. This is the significator, but this is the situation. So you've got two people at play here, two different energies, two very strong, equally powerful energies at play in the situation. All right, let's go a little bit further. Sounds like a sticky situation. Not a pun on honey. It's funny. Okay. The energy's trying, it's like a really deep, intense situation feeling, but the guides that are present, the energy in this reading is trying to keep it like uplifted and light and a little bit humorous. So it's interesting to see how this goes. It might be a heavy message that needs to come across in a very light way, possibly. Card number 2, we have the Storm. This is what binds you in the situation. Oh, 7 of Wands. Opposition. Struggle. Challenges. Yeah. Which is that, okay, so it's very interesting in this spread how I was saying that I wouldn't have put the you over the situation. But it really plays in nicely because if you are the King of Pentacles, which is representing, I mean, you might have a key role in the situation itself. You might be leading the situation. You might be the one in control of the situation, making the decisions, causing the movement, deciding which way to go, how much to save, when to spend if it's about finances. And this King of Air, which is of equal strength and power and standing, is not liking it very well, or that's not the right words. It's very challenging. So you have someone in position. Two kings can't rule one throne, essentially. And you have two people here, and a decision's been made, and it's a challenging situation for both. Okay? And that is the situation. It's a very oppositional energy, but there's this sense of trying to figure it out to make it work. We have the Seven of Wands here, which is, again, it's that opposition, and this is what's crossing you. And so I feel in this particular situation, you are a key player in the situation itself, okay? And so is the other person, but you see things differently. And so that is causing some conflict, some opposition. This being the you also in the deck, if you are the King of Pentacles here, and that represents you in the situation, again, it also represents, just like the King of Pentacles does in the information that the cards have shown me, is that typically in the Seven of Wands, the person that it represents is coming out on top. They're going to overcome their obstacles. They have the higher ground. Oh. And this is perhaps why the King of Swords is opposing you, that energy. Could both be you also, right? This could be your mind space, and this can be your rationality of things. This is, practicality. We've got to take care of things this way. This is how it has to be done, regardless of what your mind is telling you to do. Doesn't have to be two people, that since they're both kings or both masculine. It could be aspects of yourself kind of opposing each other as well. But the King of Pentacles here definitely has the higher ground. And when I said higher ground, what came to mind is also the not necessarily higher ground, but taking the higher stance on things. I don't know how to say that, where you're basically taking the moral high ground, I think is what I'm thinking of. This probably doesn't have anything to do with morality at all. It's just an example here is that your practicality, your rationality is grounded in the earth, is taking the higher ground from the King of Swords. And so that in and of itself is the reason why two equally opposing factors, why even though you have opposition and challenge, you are still actually the one on top, because you're taking the higher ground here, and you're going to be able to overcome the challenges that are opposing you. This is deep, you guys. Okay, hopefully we get some lighter information, but this is a kind of a big picture reading to get some insight into the situation. So that's the situation we have so far coming through. Okay, card number 3, your conscious efforts. I guess that is you as well. So there's a little bit more of you in the spread than I was reading at first. But it is only you in context to the situation. Oh, wow. You have the High Priestess. There's a little bit of a glare, so I try to change the angle of it. Hopefully you can see it. So this one, they call it the Melissae, that must be a B term, I don't know, but it is the card number 2, Major Arcana. This is the High Priestess card. That deep inner knowing, the one who can see the unseen. I'm curious what this is now and what you know about it. Without having seen it, did you already know it was there? Because the High Priestess is the seer, the sage, the intuitive, the psychic intuitive, the one who can go deep inside and kind of also bridge the gap between the mundane world and the spiritual world. Like, you have that deep insight and knowing, and this is your conscious efforts. You are working towards a resolution here in every way you can, digging deep within yourself, in additional to, how does that affect your outer world here, looking at both sides of things, being completely open in order to dive deep into that information. And you are trying to find a way to make this work, whatever this hard situation is. And this, again, is going to come back to why you are the one on top, regardless of the situation. You are taking the high ground. Not to say you're not having your own ego issues in the middle of the process as well, but your heart, your soul, you truly are trying to approach the situation from an honest, open, fair, as fair as life can be. I mean, life's not fair, but you're really doing your best to really understand from all angles and from deep and inner knowing the unseen. Also, the unseen is representing your desire to understand, to try and see from the other person's perspective as well. What is their experience in the situation? It may be nothing like your experience, right? Two people can go through the same exact thing and have it be night and day different. It could be a pleasant experience for one and a horrible experience for another. Okay, but you are trying to approach it from that searching out, the seeing, the knowing, the unknown, the understanding the whole situation for what it is. That's beautiful. Okay, we have then card number 4 is the collective, fate or other forces at play. Ooh, the Star card. Wow. This is also an external forces card. We have 3 of them in this deck, in this spread. The collective, though, it says the collective, but it also says fate or other forces at play. You have external help whether you realize it or not. You are seen. People are aware of what you're doing, what you're going through, what you're trying to accomplish in the situation. Again, this situation could be finance, so it could be career, it could be relationship, it could be with yourself, aspects of yourself, whatever it is. You have divine assistance and guidance. Your external influence here are really trying to help bring a balance again between the inner and outer world. So I feel like this is divine guidance, assistance, possibly spirit guides, angels, guardians in the spiritual realm, deity, the divine, whatever you believe, it applies to your beliefs in that situation, okay? But divine assistance is coming in to help you. And that is because this situation that you are going through is, I don't know if I would call it fated. I mean, the description of the card is fate or other forces. Sometimes people use the word fate and destiny interchangeably, though I believe they are a bit different. I feel like this is something you're destined to go through. But because it is destiny, you have had to make the decision to go down the path that you're going down. And you've made that decision. And because this is your destiny and you have chosen your destiny here, you are in alignment with your life's calling at this time. Because of that, you have these external forces that are really working in your benefit to help bring your hopes and your dreams to reality. And so here is the hopes and dreams playing into the spread, even though they took it out of the spread. I love it. It just goes to show the Celtic Cross. I feel like there is more to this spread than people realize. I think that there's a deeper, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do these deep dives. There is something more to this spread. With all the different variations and the way that it has been modified and changed, it is still so powerful, even in all of its transformative stages. It's interesting. So you have help from spirit, from the divine. You are going to be just fine in this situation. I truly feel like things are going to work out. But so far, we just really have this big picture painting of what the scenario is. Okay, a decision's been made. There are forces in opposition. You are on top because you are taking the higher ground and you are in alignment with your true self. You do have some ability to see a bit into the unseen in the situation, and you do have divine guidance. Whatever opposition you are against, though, is of equal power to you, but you have assistance, and this is part of your calling to go through this. Not to say that these two can't come into harmony again with each other after this. And that might be part of the challenge as well. That is coming through, that this is about the experience and the growth obtained by going through the experience. And not everyone or everything or every situation that you're at odds with, that you're at debate with, or have difference of opinions with are meant to destroy one another. Compromises can be made. Situations can shift and change. So it is not an opposing force in, two enemies butting heads. No, it is two separate opinions, two separate life views, two separate perspectives on a situation, two people or two factors of the situation. I'm trying to keep this as general as possible. Like I said, it could be money, work, career, it could be relationship, and it could be you with yourself. I'm getting those three scenarios. So for you, whichever one it falls into, this is something that can be brought back into balance, into harmony with a bit of work, though it is quite a challenge. There's our big picture. Okay, so now diving further into the spread, we are going to get some more insight into this situation. So let's take a look at the larva, the past influences. Ooh, Princess of Pentacles. Yes, this is you. You are the Pentacles energy here. In the past, you were a princess. Oh. Okay. You were in the past this Princess of Pentacles. Who would have known that you would truly become this King of Pentacles? Okay? And this could be really hard for this King of Swords energy, because you have grown, you have blossomed, you have come into your power. And this is a new experience for the King of Swords. And would the King of Swords have gone into the situation to begin with if he knew he was going to be sitting right next to another king? Who knows? I do feel a sense of wanting some reconciliation here, some balance. Like while there's opposition here, it's just a struggle to find the harmony in the new situation. In the past, you always had the potential, but maybe others didn't see the potential, or maybe you're the only one who believed in yourself. Maybe others didn't believe you would actually have what it takes to not just get from the princess to the knight, and to the knight to the queen energy, and from the queen to the king energy, and to balance both the light and the dark and the masculine and the feminine all within this earthy energy in your situation, okay? But that you would actually get to this point of being the King of Pentacles. And it's out there now, right? We've been talking about this whole week. There have been readings about looking at things through rose-colored lenses. Well, the rose-colored lenses are off. This is the reality of the situation. And there are challenges to be overcome. And that is where you're coming from. You have actually grown. I'm seeing very quickly too, okay? Probably faster than would be expected, even if somebody was expecting you to grow out of this energy. But you didn't even just grow out of this energy and develop into all of your power over time. Like, it was, in the whole scheme of things, probably pretty quick. So what Spirit is asking me to point out is that within this conflicting energy that is there, is to have some compassion and empathy to others in the situation. That is coming in here with this perspective of the High Priestess, right? Someone who can see all sides and understand the inner workings and the outer workings of a situation. Is that just because you changed that fast, the others around you, they may not be able to change that fast, okay? And they shouldn't be expected to either. Though, if you do want to find harmony in the situation eventually to overcome these obstacles, it's going to take some work from both parties, okay? All right, let's see. What else do we have here? 6. So this is what's opposing the opposing factors in general. So this was what was opposing you being a key player in the situation itself. Funny how the spread kind of threw that in there when I thought there was no you in the spread. But let's see here. Oh, Queen of Wands. So the first thing I thought when I flipped this card over is this you too? Because we got past, present, opposing factors. Like, who are you? This is some powerful energy here. I am literally seeing all 4 of these cards as representing aspects of you. Okay, the King of Pentacles, the Princess of Pentacles in the past position, your current approach, that High Priestess here, and also these opposing factors, the Queen of Wands. You might, in this situation, even though you have the higher ground here, you might be your own worst enemy in some ways. Your passion, your will, your drive, your fire. This is Wands energy, very feminine energy to the masculine aspect of self. So this again is going back to, this very well could be for many of you. All of this could be you. The King of Wands could be you. These could all be, you may have gone through so much rapid growth, stepping into your power and taking control of your situation, that different aspects of yourself are kind of growing or moving at a different level or trying to keep up. And you might be actually in opposition with yourself a little bit here and you don't even realize it. And even if the whole thing isn't about you, you still, I'm seeing in this opposing factors is you getting in the way of yourself, trying to move too quickly, too fast, maybe just really trying to make things happen. This is personal fire, right? In the Queen energy, the feminine energy, but you're just trying to get stuff done, right? Is the feeling I'm getting from this, and that is not helpful in the situation. And it is such a balancing act because it's a tender situation here. There is opposition, and both sides are kind of walking on eggshells here, trying to figure out how to make it work. And you have also developed into this Queen of Wands here. So you've got that fire, that drive, that passion, but you might need to simmer it down a little bit, right? You might need to tap into this King of Pentacles energy here and kind of ground yourself a bit too. While you might be grounding the King of Swords, you also need to ground this Queen of Pentacles a little bit to get that into balance here. But luckily, even though this is opposing, you are the King of Pentacles and you do have the higher ground here. So what I am seeing is that you have the ability, it's pretty powerful, you have the ability to not only ground the King of Air, but also to bring grounding to your Queen of Wands here, okay? And there are two vines coming up from the vine here. So, oh, that's heavy. You, as an aspect of yourself, this is the dominant aspect of yourself right now. Very blessed for you to have that as your dominant aspect and not one of, and not say the Queen of Wands or if the King of Wands represents you, because this is what is going to help you overcome these obstacles, because you're going to be able to kind of dampen the energy of that fire where you need to. You're going to be able to stoke the flames, stoke the coals, kind of let it simmer out a little bit, know when to poke the fire and bring it up. This is going to come from the King of Pentacles. So even though this energy of your own is very opposing, almost like this could be the ego energy, and the Pentacles and the High Priestess is more the spiritual side. I'm getting these are kind of very both. You have multiple aspects of yourself. I mean, it's kind of blowing me away here. It's like you're a multi-dimensional experience here. Like you are an experience of multi-dimensions. It's I don't know how to explain it. But you in the situation, you're the key. You are the key to making sure that you see what needs to be seen, even if most can't see it, to understand where you've come from and where you are now and how fast that growth is, and that others may not have had time to even process it, okay, let alone decide if they want to change with it or not. And then you have your fire here that is opposing you, but you are able to see it and say, no, you know what? I'm going to keep my mouth shut here, or I'm going to decide to, be a little bit more flexible with my time and my resources and how I'm approaching the situation. You are tempering yourself, even though you are in a way opposing yourself on a stronger level. You are actually, you're working with it. I mean, you are just transmuting that energy and making it work for you. You are saying, okay, well, if that's opposing me, then that's an area of myself I need to work on. And so, okay, if that's what's needed, we'll work on that, even whether I like it or not, kind of a feeling here. So this opposing energy is actually more powerful than the opposing energy you're getting from like that King of Swords. So while you might be focusing on the obstacles and the opposition and the challenge presented in the differences of opinions, the bigger challenge is actually the tempering of yourself and how you respond rather than react, in how you make your choices, because you are the one with the higher ground, making the wise choices, that deep inner wisdom coming from this High Priestess energy. Powerful. Okay, let's move along. Like I said, these are a little bit longer because I'm intentionally diving deeper into them to study how these spreads play out. If you have any thoughts on it, please feel free to comment down in the comments. But let's move on here. So now we have card number 7, the flowering, the potential future. I am excited to see what these cards hold. Temperance. Did I not just say you were tempering yourself and that was the bigger obstacle than the actual? You will achieve it. You will. Absolutely. You have some challenges, no doubt. You are definitely working on yourself in the process, but you will absolutely achieve this. This is a mastery of the Sagittarius energy, okay? Temperance, the astrological association to it is Sagittarius, and we often see 2 cups with fire and water. It is the alchemizing, it is the transmuting, it is the blending of energies, the fire and water. Again, you've got pentacles and swords, right? Which is the other energies that go along with, like, usually fire and air would go together and water and pentacles would go together. So in the temperance, you have a balancing of fire and water. And what we see here is the challenge of balancing, alchemizing the equal energies of earth and air. Okay, so you are very much going to be able to do that because you are in the process of mastering this skill. Oh, wow. In order to obtain this growth that you have had, you have mastered these energies in the area of alchemizing and blending fire and water. Very challenging, probably took you years, but for others it might have taken tens of years. Okay, because you have this power, and this is in the future again, but I'm reading it in that it's you in the future here. I'm blown away by how this spread has really, they intentionally took the you out of it, but the way that it was built, it actually has you embedded in all of it. It's fascinating me. I'm gonna have to be doing some extra journaling on this one. But in the future, your growth, in order to do that, you achieved this skill of balancing, alchemizing the fire and water. And because of that, in the future position, you are going to actually be mastering that energy by further being able to balance the pentacles and air energy as well. Gorgeous. This is a very positive reading, you guys. Definitely a lot of challenges and a lot of growth and a lot going on. Very positive reading, though. Okay, so let us see what the woodpecker, the unforeseen or unexpected forces, again, because you are this high priestess here as well. You know, I'm curious what the unseen is. The Eight of Pentacles. The work. Do you even see how much work you have put into this? Maybe others don't see how much work you're putting into this, but the work that you have done, the work that you are putting in, it might be very easy for others to like see your fast growth in whatever area of life this is, whatever situation you're in, or maybe see yourself if you're at odds with yourself here. maybe an internal alchemy going on. But, you know, it may be hard to see the amount of work that has been put into this here. This didn't just happen overnight. Nobody just flipped a switch and now you're in this amazing situation that has also brought you some more challenges. That's going to just bring you more mastery of your skills that you've obtained and grown into, and, you know, come into your full power and potential. You're now mastering it through the current situation that you're in. But the unforeseen is the work. And again, coming back to some of you, it really could be a relationship. We have two people in the window here. And then we have the work just outside. Like maybe people don't see, or you don't see, or the other person doesn't see, or it's just not seen. It's not being paid attention to, the amount of work that's going into it, whether it's mental, oh my goodness. This is a long reading. I'm sorry. My mind's getting tired. Mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual is what I was trying to say. But you do know, you see it. There's no way you don't see it. You're putting the work in. Others may not see it. Certain aspects of yourself may not see it. It might be easy for, say, this Queen of Wands you to have gone through life in a way that is like having to push for everything you have. Maybe you have had to go with like no help, but just this determination to make it happen. And now that you've reached a certain level, you know, this other aspect of you is like, whoa, we need to calm down a little bit. But that in and of itself is also work, learning how to now temper yourself. You've obtained where you needed to be. You are in complete alignment with the situation despite the challenges that are present, and learning to temper yourself, and you're putting the work in. That is a beautiful external unforeseen influence coming in that has a lot to do with it. And that work is why you are so powerful in the Pentacles position. That work, that growth, whether it's probably all of the above, doing the internal work personally, doing things in your everyday life, doing your spiritual practices, whatever. I mean, every little aspect of your life, you have been doing the work, right? I love the 8 of Pentacles because the Pentacles itself reminds me of like a wheel shape, a coin shape, a wheel shape. And the 8 reminds me of like 8 prongs. So it's kind of like a wheel. So for me, the wheels can represent like an 8-pointed star, not necessarily the 5-pointed star that you see in the images, but also this aspect of all these like 8 different areas of life, or 8 different seasons of your life, 8 different seasons of a year, like these cycles, these patterns, but you're working on it from every different angle, okay? And that is why you're so powerful in the King of Pentacles. So whether other people can see it or not, or you're actually truly acknowledging to yourself the amount of work you've put into this, that is why you have this pentacle here. Now, if it had been anything else, another king, if it was another King of Swords, or if it was a King of Wands, or a King of Cups, the situation would not be what it is at all. But you also wouldn't gain from it this mastery. So the fact that you have brought this balance in through the work you're doing puts you in your most dominant aspect of yourself, is this King of Pentacles, and it is helping to bring the balance that is required to overcome your obstacles, to temper the parts of yourself that you need to face the facts. Am I screwing up somewhere? How do I need to fix me in the situation before I address the other opposing factors? You are paying attention to all of that. That is beautiful. You should give yourself a pat on the back for that. Okay. 9, we have the influences from the environment. So I feel like this unforeseen was, again, the you that I thought was not going to be present in the spread. I love when spreads surprise me. So it's just, I can't get over it. This is other influences from your immediate environment. Oh, Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning. Oh, that's beautiful. This is a beautiful new beginning. You can master tempering these energies and really stepping into your future here, this temperance. As you step into the mastery of the temperance skills, using all these other energies, like this is all you except for spirit, right? This is spirit helping you. The King of Swords is the situation, whether that's you or someone else, okay, in the situation. And the Ace of Wands is the environment. This is because this is brand new. This is exciting. It's beautiful. Challenging, sure, but well worth any challenge you have to go through to get to this immediate potential future, the balance. So from here, we're also bringing this wands back down to a beginning. So where you maybe have developed as a Queen of Wands here, we're bringing it kind of back down to the Ace of Wands with the tempered energy, okay? You're like, okay, you know what? We're not going to go to that King of Wands energy as far as growth goes. We're going to drop us back down to the Ace of Wands because we want to come at it from a tempered, balanced, alchemized energy. Do-over, right? You grow. You take a few steps forward. You take 3 steps forward. You're willing to take a 4 steps back in order to go forward again with a much more balanced, alchemized energy. But this is a beautiful new start. The spark of life that is being created in your future is gorgeous. Okay, so last card, fulfillment, potential outcome. So this was the immediate. This is what you're working on, and you're definitely accomplishing this. This is the potential outcome or the fulfillment of all of this. I don't have a timeline for this. Sometimes I'll put like a 1 month or a 3 month timeline on a Celtic Cross spread when they don't initiate or don't indicate timelines here, but I feel like it's going to be different for everyone. Like example from the growth from here to here for you may have been like super fast. Whatever, if it's in a career, you know, maybe it took you 3 months to learn something that takes people 3 years usually, or maybe it took you a couple years on something that maybe usually takes people 10 years. There was fast development, but for each of you, it's going to be different. And so because of that, in this new beginning and the complexity of these energies, complex but gorgeous energies here, and depending on the situation, because it's a general reading and you kind of have to fit the energy into, you know, intuitive how it fits your situation. If this reading fits your situation, the timing is going to be different. I'm going to say it could be anywhere from 1 month to 1 year. That's what I saw when I saw this ace, when I just looked at the Ace of Pentacles. But that's a pretty big time gap, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt, timing. 8 of Wands. Fast movement. Beautiful bloomed flowers. Lots of Wands energy, moving positively. This card represents something else. Hold on, I'm gonna check something. I don't usually do this in the middle of a reading, but it is coming to mind for me. What is it? I'm trying to think of there's something more to this than just the fast movement. Motivation, you know, you could be getting organized, but let me sit with this one for just a second. There's something else that wants to come out from this card, and I'm not quite, it's like on the tip of my tongue, like I know it's there, but it's like, what is it trying to say? Oh. Okay. All these wands are different. And you have the beauty here in the flowers, in the blooming. You have the beauty of being different, the beauty in differences, the beauty in like the concept of like opposites attract, but there's a beauty in it. There's a beauty in the light and a beauty in the dark. There is this sense of uniqueness and beauty, but there's also a sense of cohesion here. There is a working together. All of these energies are aligned and they're all moving in the right direction, and they're all uniquely beautiful in their own right, but they're all working together and moving harmoniously quickly towards the future. So once you bring this into the balance, this is going to come pretty quickly for you. Take quickly with, you know, how it applies to your scenario. Here again, we said a month to a year. Once you master this energy of not just having learned how to balance the fire water, and now you're like, okay, how do I balance this earth and air energy, and then balancing them, alchemizing them together, you then have 4 energies, light and dark aspects of both, all alchemized in harmony together. You have the 8 wands. They're all unique and beautiful in their own right, all working together. This is like mastery alchemy going on here of energies. There is going to be harmony with all of this and all moving in the same direction towards the same goal. You will be able to achieve that. That is the potential outcome, the fulfillment. And it says potential. We all have choice. We can all make different choices, but this is the most likely outcome that I'm seeing. This is where you're going. I see in the cards here that you are going to achieve this mastery level of alchemizing these basic elements as they are playing out in all different areas of your life. You have divine assistance for this. And as you do that, creating this unity and the harmony within these energies and this balance, and accepting everything as it is, and finding the beauty and the value in everything for what it is and for its unique differences, and these energies working harmoniously together, that is powerful and beautiful. You're gonna, I mean, imagine how powerful your situation is going to be when you all get on the same page and everything is in harmony, and you have all these powerful energies really weaving this tapestry of life together to create the life you want when everyone is in harmony together. Beautiful. All right, that is the overall reading. Let us see here. I know it's been a long reading, but let me just take another quick overall look here. I took a look at the star card, and I just had a reminder saying to remind everyone to make sure that in dealing with this much energy, make sure to clean the slate. Make sure to take frequent showers. Make sure to meditate often. Make sure to go for walks. Make sure to clear your mind. Do whatever you need to do to kind of keep clearing the slate on your energy. You've got a lot of internal and external energies going on here. You've got the fire and water. You've got the earth and the air. You've got everything going on. And it's just a reminder to keep your energy clean and clear so that you make sure you're tapping into your energy. In order to really, it's going to help you better achieve that mastery. You want to make sure that every day you're cleaning your energy out. Like I would almost say, with this pretty intense energy, it wouldn't be a bad idea to literally, maybe keep a candle burning in your home somewhere safe, of course, and always being watched. You don't want to leave a candle burning when you're not there, but to clean the energy in your home, in your space. Maybe taking a shower every evening after the day, so you've been exposed to all these energies and all the energies you've been working with to really clean your energy out. Find a way to do it in all areas of earth, air, fire, water. So maybe if earth is your home, you burn a candle. That's also fire. Energy, meditation to kind of cleanse out your will, your intention. Walking is a good way to ground in the earth energy. Showers is a good way to cleanse. It's just a really good idea. With this is very intense, very big energies here, very positive. You're going through a lot, you're facing a lot, you're overcoming a lot of obstacles that you will overcome. A reminder that your biggest obstacle is actually the work you're doing on yourself, not the obstacles that you're actually facing from other opposing factors. So it is more important to make sure that you are keeping yourself cleansed and clear and grounded and centered and all that good stuff. Very, very, very important right now. Okay, and that's what I have. What a beautiful reading. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And I will see you all next time.